Hey, this is Mark Andrews with the 2018 OCFOA film study. This is our first film study that's targeted directly at first year officials. We're going to look at a series of clips, talk about basic mechanics. The voice you hear on the tape is obviously mine. The comments that you see on the screen will be those of Andy Brewer. All right, let's get going. Okay, we're going to spend quite a bit of time on this first play just because there's a lot of good things here. The first thing I want you to notice is the stance and the body language of the officials. Both officials are straddling the 38-yard line, and that's the line of scrimmage. They both look relaxed but ready to move. The other thing I want you to notice is the sideline. We have at least 3 people on this sideline and at least 1 on this sideline who are in the restricted area. The restricted area is a 6-foot area from the sideline back. You can see that white line on the other side of the field. That's the line they're supposed to be behind. Oftentimes early in the games, the coaches forget. We just want to verbally remind them when the play is over, hey coach, you need to be out of this area once the ball is snapped. And if they comply, great. If they continue to violate that rule, we throw a flag on. The first one is just a warning, so don't be afraid to use that flag. All right, moving on. The next thing I want you to notice is the formation. We have receivers off the line of scrimmage on both sides of the field. Off the line of scrimmage means that the receiver is behind a line that's drawn through the hip of the center. And you can see that both of these players are behind that line, so they are off. And of course the quarterback and the running back are both off. That's a total of 4 players. We have 7 players on the line of scrimmage. That's a legal formation. All right. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is the head linesman is going to signal to the line judge that his player is off. That's the signal you see right there. Arm pointing towards the backfield at 45 degrees. Now, the line judge is going to acknowledge that signal by pointing at the head linesman. Now he's going to signal that his receiver is off. Okay, I want to go back here. As a snap occurs, the first thing that both officials should be looking at are their tackles. This player is going to tell us what kind of play this is. It's either going to be a run or a pass. If he fires out and blocks, aggressively into the defensive player, it's probably a run. If he stands up and basically screens the player away from the quarterback, it's going to be a pass. Let's watch. Okay, that is a pass block right there. We read pass. The next thing we do is take a look at the quarterback. Where is he looking? He's looking at the head linesman's side. The head linesman, this receiver is not threatened by any defensive player. Nobody is contacting him. Obviously, this player is 10 yards off. So we're simply going to be patient and watch. Player makes the catch and goes to the ground. He is down at that point. The head linesman is blowing his whistle. And he's also watching this player to see if he contacts the player that's down. If he does, that's a personal foul. He doesn't make contact. Now the official comes down the sideline, squares off 90 degrees, and marks the progress spot. The official on the other side is walking slower. He's going to get to that same spot, but he is keeping his eye on all the other activity around the ball in case there's a dead ball personal foul. Okay, so this official will come in. He will probably get the ball from the player. He will place the ball down on the inside of that hash mark for the next play, and then bring his box down to that spot, and he will tell that box where to mark the progress. So that probably around the 32-yard line there. So we'll have 2nd down and 6 or 7. No, 6 or 5. Yeah, looks like 5. Okay, let's take a look at this play. Now you'll notice in this play that neither official gives any kind of signal to his partner. That's because right now we have the player closest to the line judge is on the line of scrimmage. There's no signal necessary. We have 4 players in the backfield and this player in motion. So number 12 here is going to have to come up to the line of scrimmage in order for this to be a legal formation. Now he's in motion. He's also going to have to come to a full stop, which he does, and there has to be a second between the time that he stops and the ball is snapped for this to be legal. Let's watch what happens. Actually, I'm going to run this in slow motion. Watch the tackle on the line judge side. You can watch actually both tackles, but watch the tackle at the line judge on the line judge side. Fires out, blocking down. Okay. Once the line judge reads that this is a run and he sees where it's going, he's going to focus on these players here to make sure there is no illegal activity, typically holding, hands to the face, that sort of thing. That's what he's watching for at the point of attack. The running back is going to come right through this hole here. So there we got all legal blocking there. 68 just gets in his way. There's a legal block there. No problem. We've got about a 14-yard gain. Now, the line to gain is the 50. The line judge sees that he has crossed that line, so he's going to kill the clock for a first down. There we go. And the head linesman on the other side is going to also signal that the clock has to stop. He does a great job of checking to make sure that the clock stops. That's a great habit to get into, guys. If you're killing the clock, at some point you want to look to make sure that the clock is actually stopped. And now the line judge will proceed in, get the ball, put it on the inside of the hash mark. The head linesman is going to move the chains down to the new first down spot, and the referee will start the clock. Okay, here's a kind of an unusual situation. I don't know if you can see his fingers, but he's the referee there is signaling first down. You can see the stake over here. That's actually the original line of scrimmage. So this must have been a 15-yard penalty for a foul. So we've got 1st and 25 here. The line judge comes down. He signals first down. Players are coming into their formation. In the meantime, the line judge is signaling with his arms crossed across his chest that we have what's known as double stakes. Double stakes means that the offensive team has to pass 2 sets of stakes to get a first down. This is so that we don't inadvertently signal a first down when they've only gotten past the initial line of scrimmage there. So it's just a reminder to his partner that we have to go more than 10 yards to get a first down. Now, they've come to the line of scrimmage. Line judge is signaling that his receiver is off. The closest receiver to the head linesman is on the line of scrimmage, so all he's going to do is point to acknowledge that he recognizes that the line judge has signaled off. It's a pass play. Going to see the line judge come in, signal incomplete. At this point, the other 2 officials should be signaling to kill the clock. Now he's just going to get another ball, and we're going to go back and get 2nd and 25. Okay, we're going to have our first rule discussion. We're going to talk about shifts, and shifts are misunderstood by a lot of people. So what is a shift? Well, we go to Rule 2 for our definitions. What does it say? A shift is the action of one or more offensive players who, after a huddle or taking set positions, move to a new set position before the ensuing snap. So keep that in mind. One or more offensive players move after a huddle or after taking set positions. They come to the line, they're set, and then they move. Okay? That is a shift. And that's any movement. Let's take a look and see what an illegal shift is. After a huddle or shift, all 11 players of A, the offense, shall come to an absolute stop and shall remain stationary simultaneously without movement of hands, feet, head, or body for at least 1 second before the snap. So, any player that moves after a huddle or after they've come set, they have to be motionless for at least a second prior to the snap. So we know that there's an exception to this. If a single player is in motion and continues in motion, he is allowed to do that as long as he does not move towards the line of scrimmage. We're not going to talk about motion right now, but keep that in mind. A player is able to go into motion, remain in motion. All right, let's take a look at this. We're going to talk a little bit about mechanics right here. We got the head linesman giving his count with the fist extended out straight towards the defensive side of the ball. He's also going to signal that his receiver is off. Now take a look at this formation. It's kind of messed up right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players who are definitely off the line of scrimmage. This guy on the far end, he's kind of in no man's land. He doesn't look like he knows where he's supposed to be. So watch what happens here. I'll just slow-mo it. The quarterback moves up. The receiver's looking at his coach. Hey, coach, where am I supposed to be? He moves back. Right now we have an illegal formation, right? We've got five people in the backfield, 6 on the line. There've got to be 7. If they snap the ball with this formation, this is an illegal formation. But there continues to be movement. Now he's moving up. Now he's got the back moving. So now all these players have to be stationary for 1 second. Now, since that receiver moved up, the line judge is just going to acknowledge the head linesman's off signal. That's what's happening there. So he's basically saying, my closest guy is on. And let's take a look at the play. And he's saying here that he didn't need to move off the line of scrimmage. He's starting to move down. He's not in a bad position right now if he stops, but he continues down. And what ends up happening here, look at this receiver. He's actually ahead of that receiver who's going to receive the ball. And you don't want to be in front of the play. You want to be behind it. It's just a better look. And watch what happens. He misses, and now we have an interception. The receiver is stopped. He's being driven back. He's to the ground. The line judge is killing the play, and he's also going to kill the clock because anytime B there's a change of possession and B has a new set of downs, we're going to kill the clock until the next snap. The head linesman also kills the clock, and he goes to get a new ball. Good job. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about mechanics and also game situations. This is not our association. We're going to have a little fun with these guys. So the first thing that Andy points out is that these chains are way too close to the field. This is dangerous. This is dangerous for you. It's dangerous for them. We want the chains back at the back of the restricted area. Okay, if they aren't there, move them back. Tell them to take a big step back. All right. So we're going to have a snap. Everybody's set. And notice both officials, both the flank officials, have moved off the line of scrimmage. Somebody, the head linesman, should be staying on the line of scrimmage. And there's really no reason for either of these officials to move at this point. There's just nothing really going on deep. You want to keep all this stuff in front of you, as we said in the previous clip. So these guys are moving way too soon. Okay, now what do we got? Okay, now Andy's just discussing areas of where we blow the whistle. So basically, you divide the field in half, right down the center. Everything beyond the line of scrimmage and over to the line judge's side is his area to blow the whistle. Everything from the middle of the field over to the head linesman's side beyond the line of scrimmage is his area to blow the whistle. And the referee generally has all the action behind the line of scrimmage. These aren't absolutes, guys. If we have 2 whistles blowing the play dead at the same time, not a big deal. But, these are general guidelines we want to follow. Now, Andy's making the point here that this is where, this play is only 7 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and both these guys are down the field. This, again, not good. Now, watch the progress here. I'm going to bring that back. This guy's fighting. We don't want to blow the whistle yet. He's still going forward. His legs are still moving forward. Progress is not stopped. He gets to about the 34, 34 and a half. He's definitely beyond the 35. But he gets pushed back to the 35. Now, we want to give the offense all the progress that they deserve. So, while this line judge is doing a good job of killing the clock, recognizing that we are beyond the first down marker, he is not giving him all the progress. I think you could easily put this on the 34. Watch the dance these two do, because the head linesman recognizes where that guy got to. He's on the 34, and the line judge is on the 35. We don't want to do this, guys. Slow down, take your time, and line up with each other, okay? Now watch the little dance these guys do. The line judge goes to the 34, and the head linesman moves to the 35. I love it. And then finally the headline. I thought it was on the 34 all along. And Andy makes the point that the head linesman at this point should have recognized that line judge was killing the clock. This is the signal to bring he should be motioning the chains to come down to the new first down. Okay, something you're going to hear a lot through your career in football is snap, tackle, back, especially with regard to the flank officials. It really just applies only to the flank officials. What does it mean? Well, it means that our first priority is action prior to and at the snap. So we are looking for scrimmage fouls. We're looking for encroachment by the defense or the offense, false starts by the offense, and any kind of snap infractions by the center. So that's the snap. Well, that's a great look there. Both officials giving the count on the defense. All right, snap. What do we mean by the tackles? Why do we care about the tackles? Well, two things. One is the tackles are usually the closest line, the widest linemen that we can observe, and they will tell us whether it's a run or a pass. We've talked about this earlier. In this case, these are the two tackles. So, obviously, the head linesman on his side, the tackle on the head linesman's side, want to observe him. Line judge, the same thing. We also want to look for fouls either by this player or on this player. So we want to stay with him just for a second. Now, this can change if our receivers, like the line judge here has 3 receivers in his area, if they're being pressed, if there's somebody right up on the line of scrimmage with one of these receivers, he could be fouled. We have to then pay attention to the receiver, not to the tackle. But that's not the case here. This guy will probably back off. Nobody's being pressed. So the line judge can stay with this tackle for 1 or 2 seconds at least. And finally, back. What does that mean? Well, that refers to all the eligible receivers. Everybody that's your key. So, as I said, these 3 on this side, this line judge is responsible for action on all 3 of them. And then the head linesman, or the line judge, head linesman, has these 2, the tight end and the back. And this back could conceivably go to the line judge's side of the field. Then the line judge would have 4 keys. Good luck, guys. No, I'm kidding. But that's what snap, tackle, back refers to. Let's take a look at this play. Okay, so obviously we got pass blocking here. Okay, this is a typical pass blocking schema. Looks like this tight end may be going in out into pass route. It looks like the back is going to stay in and block. Sure enough, I'm right. Okay, got a pass downfield. Now, notice where the first down marker is. That's on the 46-yard line. And if we go back, clearly this receiver is beyond the 46-yard line. Now, the line judge is 10 yards behind it, but he can see this. And he's looking to give him all the progress that he can. So he's going to kill the clock. There we go. And that's the signal. And he's probably yelling to the referee. Hopefully he's telling the referee verbally that we have a first down. Well, that'll do it for this first training film for 2018 for you rookie officials. Hey, if you guys have any questions about what's been presented here, please don't hesitate to reach out to Andy or I and get further explanation of what we're talking about here. We're going to have a lot more of these. If you'd like to get notices of when this type of video and other videos that I produce are released, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on my ugly mug up there in the top right corner. This is Mark Andrews signing off.